Unless we put medical freedom into the Constitution, the time will come when medicine will organize itself into a dictatorship to restrict the art of healing to one class of people and deny equal privileges to others will constitute the Bastille of medical science. All such laws are un-American and despotic. That from Dr. Benjamin Rush. Over 200 years ago, Benjamin Rush, one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence, put his fortune, his life, and his integrity on the line to birth the United States of America. He saw it coming 200 years ago, and look what we have now. We are the victims of an on-purpose medical system which has been monopolized, a medical system which has been monopolized on purpose by the MD medical profession. And it is such a well-done job that the average American is completely clueless about it. The average American has drunk the Kool-Aid and believes 100% that the MDs are in charge of the medical arena because their therapeutics must be safer. Their therapeutics must be more effective. Their therapeutics must be more science-based. And it's just a lie. It's not true. The only reason that the MDs are in the driver's seat of medicine today is because of financial and political coalitions which were built at the turn of the century that everybody has forgotten about. Now, I was interviewed on the Alex Jones radio show today. Many of you may have heard that interview. And Alex is, rightly so, a big conspiracy guy. And part of the stuff that we talked about today was, is this an on-purpose? Is the really bad medical situation that we have here in the United States, is it an on-purpose eugenics campaign designed to, cull the population and eliminate bodies from the planet? Alex thinks that it is. I have no idea whether it is, and that is, from my point of view, irrelevant. Because here's what is relevant. These are the facts. Now, whether these facts were generated by a conspiracy or not, it's possible. You know, if it looks like a duck, flies like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck, right? But whether there's a conspiracy behind this or not is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is that we are dying. Your friends and family members, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers are dying because they're going to MDs. MD-directed medical treatment is the leading cause of death in the United States. That's a fact. Since the MDs have been driving the bus, Alzheimer's has risen from obscurity to the sixth leading cause of death. Autism rates are skyrocketing now. 1 out of 88, 1 out of 90 kids are born. 1 out of 90 kids are born with autism. Can you believe that? Obesity in our childhood population has increased 33% in the last 25 years. 30% of adult Americans are obese. 300,000 people a year die from obesity-related illness. High blood pressure is on the rise. Type 2 diabetes is on the rise. Alzheimer's, as I mentioned before, on the rise. Chronic disease on the rise. There's no cure for cancer. Just as many people get heart disease now as they did 30 years ago when they introduced statin drugs. It is an abysmal failure. And MD-directed medical treatments are the leading cause of death. Now, does it matter if all of that's a conspiracy? No, it matters that you're dying now. I don't care who caused it. Well, I do care a little bit who caused it, but I can't do anything about that. But I can do something about your health. I can. That's why I get out of the bed in the morning to give you information that'll save your life, and I am choosing my words carefully. You know, I am not a man that's subject to exaggeration. That just doesn't come naturally for me. However, when I talk about my mentor, my colleague, and my friend, it is impossible to talk in terms without hyperbole, because the contributions the doc has offered to the field of medicine are extraordinary. And Doc's therapeutics eclipse those of any other therapeutics that I've used in the last 23 years. I've grown up with the holistic medical profession in the United States. I've done just about everything, and I was one of the first physicians to do just about everything. Now listen, I don't know if it's a conspiracy. I have no way of proving that. I think that there's probably something going on there. Nothing I can do about that. We can't fight the pharmaceutical industry. Are you crazy? You know how powerful those guys are? It is unbelievable. They're 1,000,000 times more powerful than you think they are. But there is one thing that you can do while you still have freedom, while you still have liberty. You can stop using their services. So stop it. Stop going to the MD unless you're bleeding to death, because that's what they're good for, and that is the only thing that they're good for. If you bring your body to an MD for treatment of a chronic illness or for overall health, you are an idiot. Well, you're not an idiot. You're misguided. You are misguided. Quite frankly, it's not your fault. It's the fault of the medical industry because they have monopolized the playing field with savvy media campaigns. And the media campaigns that the pharmaceutical companies bring to bear do not just happen on evening TV with direct-to-consumer ads. They do not just happen in magazines and newspapers with full-page ads on, the latest new wonder drug for erectile dysfunction, right? It doesn't stop there. Believe it or not, their influence even goes to medical journals. The Journal of the American Medical, and this blew my mind when I read this. The Journal of the American Medical Association admitted in an article that they published, it estimates that 95% of the information published in medical journals is biased. That was in the Journal of the American Medical Association about 10 years ago. Most studies of non-drug treatments are designed beforehand to predetermine a negative outcome. So they'll design a vitamin study to show that the vitamin doesn't work. Does that mean the vitamin doesn't work? No, it means that they tweaked the data with that study. They just released one about vitamin E. Your head will pop off of your shoulders. By the way, most medical journal studies are ghost-authored by statisticians who work for drug companies. And look, it's not just me who's saying this. It is not just me who's saying this. According to looking for the data here, folks. According to one of the, here we go, Richard Smith, MD, 25-year editor of the British Medical Journal. Richard Smith, an MD. For 25 years, he was the editor of the British Medical Journal. Pretty prestigious. Here's what he said when he retired. Medical journals are just an extension of the marketing departments of major drug companies. Not bad, Richard. He wasn't alone. Richard Horton, MD, editor of The Lancet, said the same thing. The Lancet, arguably the most prestigious medical journal in the world. Medical journals have devolved, quote, medical journals have devolved into information laundering operations for the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry spends $50,000 per MD per year in free stuff, PR, and literature. Medical doctors, bless their hearts, whatever. Some medical doctors actually get into medicine because they want to help people, right? Imagine that. And so what are you going to do? You're just going to spend $300,000 on your education. You're going to be run through the grist mill. You're going to come out. You're going to enter into private practice. You're going to work in a hospital. You have to admit so many people to the hospital a month in order to maintain your relationship with that hospital, or the hospital boots you. You're going to pad the bill for the hospital. I just got a bill from a patient of mine. He scanned it and emailed it to me. Back in Massachusetts, he was in a skateboarding accident, right? Fell a nasty accident, smashed the crap out of his shoulder, was transported to the ER. He was actually unconscious for about 10 seconds, was transported to the ER. The emergency room bill was $7,862. $7,862. $6,000 of which were MRIs and X-rays. Now, did they need to do both? No, of course they didn't need to do both, but they did both because they pad the bill, because that's what they do. It is a for-profit medical industry that is corrupt. Corrupt. And, I don't care about the conspiracy theory. Well, I care about your health. I took an oath in 1991 to keep you alive. I take it very seriously. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to your health food store? You're going to get information given to you by someone who read a book about the wonders of vitamin C by Linus Pauling? Well, you can do that. This is an education, a health recovery education. You will educate yourself about how to keep yourself healthy in the face of most chronic illnesses. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. We have it dialed in for you. I'm one of only a few hundred licensed physicians in the United States with more than 20 years of clinical experience. I'm here for you